8, 9, 7, hold, 3, 2, 1, and...
With my amazing, very supportive general
very,
manager,
very,
who hugs their
very
boss like this.
supportive.
Antonio Ortiz.
Yeah.
Like our costumes, it's Halloween, folks. We took a break for the summer, and you know we always come hard for the Halloween show. Happy Halloween, everybody. What's your costume there, Antonio?
Well, I am a little Magwai. The little Gizmo. I'm Gizmo.
You are good.
That's
Gizmo's Magwai, so you're the good guy. And I am a gremlin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's right.
I think as we're getting ready to do on the deck here, we got I want to go over the rules real quick for gremlins. How does it work? Do you remember? It's a test. It's a test. It's a test.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Don't pour any water on a gremlin.
Yes.
Rule number 2.
Rule number 2.
Don't feed them after midnight.
After midnight.
And rule number 3, provide them with unconditional, everlasting love.
No, that is absolutely wrong. Rule number 3 is do not shine bright light on them.
Ooh. Well, I think that's true for us because we're melting underneath. I don't know why it feels extra hot.
It is hot. These are warm.
These lights.
I mean, you are
the
covered
lights,
in fur.
They're burning
You are
me.
covered in fur. Again, here we are on the deck. We're here at the KPFA radio station. This show started during COVID when the station was closed. So that's why it's called On the Deck. That's why you see our intro image is outside because we weren't allowed inside. And we were trying to give people announcements of what's happening here at the station. But we've continued on. We now have fun. We have our traditional Halloween show. I'm super excited. Today we got something really, really special. We have been working really, really hard on some things, so a surprise is coming up. But in the meantime, we're going to continue on with our Halloween show. Now, before we move on, I just wanted you to know, Antonio was like, we can't go over there dressed as gremlins. People are going to think we're too silly. Here, put your so they can really see.
Well, I can't see my face.
I know, I can't really see either, but it's okay. Antonio's like, it's going to be too silly. I was like, no, we want to have some fun because we have some really great programming here at KPFA. Always tune in to KPFA 94.1 FM, or you can always check us out online, www.kpfa.org. Great informational shows, educational, news, public affairs, everything. But we want to have some fun, and here we are in the afternoon. And now On the Deck has moved to every fourth Tuesday?
Tuesday of the month.
Yes, fourth Tuesday of the month. So
at 2:30.
Well, actually, we're going to go, we tried to go live online here too. So sometime after 2, we will be here on the interwebs. And then, starting today, at 2:30, what's going to happen, General Manager?
We will be simulcasting live online and on 94.1 FM.
Ooh, that's right. So you can watch us on things like Facebook at KPFA 94.1 FM, or you can also go to YouTube or twitch.tv at KPFA Radio, and you can watch us there. But in the meantime, at 2:30 officially, am I getting a countdown? Are my people behind me? They're going to tell me when we hit 2:30. It's 2:29, so in 30 seconds, we're going live on the radio. We are going to be on the terrestrial radio, 94.1 FM. Here it is. It's coming. Oh, just hit the music. Let's restart the show. That's not the music. That's the news. Hit the music for On the Deck. There we go. That's actually the music from Over the Edge. Welcome, everybody, back to On the Deck. Wasn't that great?
Yes, and everyone out there listening on the radio, you are listening to a simulcast of On the Deck that is online at YouTube, twitch.tv, as well as on Facebook. How can they find them?
You can go to Facebook and you go to at KPFA 94.1, or you can go on YouTube or twitch.tv at KPFA Radio, and you can be watching us at the same time here. Welcome to On the Deck. Again, my name is mikO Tolliver. I am your social media rep here at the radio station. I'm here with our
Fearless leader, interim general manager, Antonio Ortiz. And this show is being put together, our production team, our interns. And so we are making waves here at KPFA by doing things that we haven't done in the past, which is a live video simulcast.
Yes, no, well, we haven't done it successfully. We've been trying really hard. I'm gonna put that out there. We haven't done it successfully. So I think today it happened. A thing happened here. I want it to be written in the stars of the KPFA history that today, on October 22nd, we learned how to simulcast here at the radio station. So again, you can watch us online or you can listen to us. And here we are in this slot here at 2:30 as we give you announcements, updates. Antonio and I are just going to get silly and fun, and we're going to tell you about some amazing things that are happening here at KPFA Radio Station.
Yes, and for anyone who's listening on the radio, you will not know this because you can't see us, but we are in costume. So I am dressed up as Gizmo, a Mogwai, and mikO here is dressed up as a Gremlin.
That's right. Happy Halloween. We always do a big Halloween show. We've done it this is the third year at least.
The third year,
I think it's the fourth year.
Fourth year, okay. Yeah. And because you know why? Somebody in this room, Halloween is their Christmas.
It is. It's me. I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm really proud. I love Halloween. I think it's a great time to be fun. I love costumes. So, but with
testimony.
Preach, sugar. All right. Okay. But let's get into some announcements. Let's talk about what's going on here at KPFA Radio Station. Ken, I think you're going to give us this first announcement here, something about the LSB board. Let's just start there.
Yes, we're going to give an announcement about the local station board elections. They are complete, and if you want to see the results, go to elections.pacifica.org to see which delegates have made it to the board. So the listed delegates will begin their term in December of this year. For those that do not know about the local station board, or LSB, it is the governing board for KPFA. Established by the Pacifica Foundation bylaws, local station boards exist at each of the 5 network sister stations, and the LSB has specific powers and duties enumerated in the Pacifica Foundation bylaws. These include approving the annual station budget, interviewing and screening candidates for key station management positions, communicating with listeners, providing a forum through which listeners can engage with the station, ensuring that the station is responsive to the communities served, and in general, striving to meet the ideals of social justice and democracy envisioned by the founders of Pacifica. The local station boards are composed of 18 members elected from the general listenership, plus 6 members elected from the paid and unpaid staff of the station. And the local station board elects 4 representatives, 3 listener members, plus 1 staff member to the Pacifica National Board every year. The Pacifica National Board sets policies for the network as a whole, and members of the LSB may help support the station through fundraising and outreach. In addition, members also volunteer or are appointed to standing committees of the Pacifica National Board. And if you want to find out more about KPFA's LSB, go to KPFA's website under the About menu, and within it, you'll see local station board, or you can go at the bottom of the page on kpfa.org. You'll see a link for local station board. If you want to find out more about Pacifica's National Board, go to pacifica.org to find out more.
Wow, that was a lot of information. That was very serious.
And that's part of the show. We announce what's been going on with your listener-sponsored radio station.
We do. And then, yes, again, and then we got to get a little silly, too. I want to remind folks, thank you guys for tuning in on the radio, but also check us out in our simulcast. We are online. It's Facebook at KPFA 94.1 or YouTube or twitch.tv at KPFA Radio. Antonio and I are here in the station giving you announcements, celebrating the Halloween season. We're dressed as gremlins. It's super fun. Actually, as long as that was, I would have been super impressed if you could have did it all in one breath.
No. Otherwise, I'll pass out.
All right. That's right. All right. I think we're going to move on to some other things here. So we got so much happening here. You know, it would be so great if my dream for this simulcast, if we could have like guests or something come in, or people come and hang out with us, and you know, we could talk to people.
Manifest.
You
can make it happen.
I would need something like,
oh, someone's at the door.
Oh my goodness, was that the doorbell? There is somebody at the door. We have a guest.
Who is that guest, mikO?
It is the heart and soul of KPFA radio station, host of Letters and Politics, Mr. Mitch Jeserich. Mitch. You're here. Thank you for coming to visit us.
I'm looking for Antonio and mikO.
I don't think they're here right now.
Yes, we've got Gremlins.
You got Gremlins here.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm glad to see what the management's doing when I'm not around.
Well, at least you know we're working.
Pause. I don't know what's happening with that pause right there.
All right. Well, we asked Mitch to come here because a part of our announcements is to let you know of a really great thing that's happening in November. It's election time. It's election season. And KPFA is having an election night watch party. And so, Mitch, will you tell us about what's going to happen at this watch party? Because I think you're going to be there, right?
What is going to happen at this election night party is it's just going to be the biggest possible outrage. And what it is an election party. It's a watch party. We're going to be gathering together election night, I believe, starting at 7 p.m. And we're going to together. I'm going to be there. Some of our supposed to be there, Davey D, Dennis Bernstein, and I imagine others as well. We're all getting together to watch the election results. First couple of hours, we're just actually all going to be together and sort of talking about what's going on. And then for that final hour, we're going to do our own live bringing the Democracy Now! Coverage. Once that wraps up, we're going to do a live broadcast. We're just going to be talking about our thoughts about the election before we hand it over to the KPFA news department to take us through the rest of the updates from the election.
Oh, wonderful. Sounds like it's going to be a fun-filled evening over at the new Parkway Theater from 7 to 10 p.m. If someone wanted to, and they just heard about this now, I mean, I'm sure they haven't heard about it now because we've been talking about it in the last fund drive, in the fall fund drive. But if someone is new to this, how would they be able to get tickets to go?
I apologize. This wouldn't be a KPFA broadcast with some technical. No, but you're breaking up on me.
I think we want to find out how can we get tickets. You know what? I'm going to tell people how we can get tickets.
You could do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm really cool. I'm going to do that. All right. So if you want tickets, and we hope that you do, please go to kpfa.org/donate. And right there, you have the option for 2 tickets, because hopefully you got a +1. If you don't, you can come by yourself too. But we would love for you to be there. Come, join, hang out with myself, Antonio, Mitch. Who else did he say? Dennis. He's going to, Brian Edwards Teeker's going to be there.
Kat Brooks.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be a hoedown.
David D's going to be there.
What?
Yeah. And for anyone who's just catching this right now, that is for the election night watch party that's going to be at the new Parkway Theater. That'll be on Tuesday, November 5th. It's going to be from 7 to 10 p.m. 7 to 9 o'clock, we're going to be listening to Democracy Now!'s national broadcast. And then from 9 to 10 p.m., we're going to have a Q&A and interviews at the new Parkway Theater. And again, if you want to get those tickets, just go to kpfa.org/donate to get 2 tickets.
All right. I think that sounds amazing. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait for it. Again, everybody, we are simulcasting live. We are on the interwebs, and we are also on the radio. Cross your fingers, hopeful. That was really great. That was Mitch Jeserich. He was joining us by video.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch, for showing up. Again, Mitch is always...
you want me to go?
No, absolutely not.
We don't want you to go.
All right, I pick up the cue.
Oh,
all
okay.
right.
It's all right. It's okay. Well, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. We got more show. We got more show. We got more announcements for everybody. Again, you're watching and you're listening to On the Deck, KPFA 94.1 FM, www.kpfa.org, Facebook at KPFA 94.1, and YouTube and Twitch.tv at KPFA Radio. Thank you to all who support. We hope to see you guys out there at election night. And so now, as we continue to move forward, more announcements.
Yes, one announcement is that About Health did its final show on Monday, September 9th, and I had the chance to meet up with both Nurse Rona and Dr. David Feldman to give them an in-person thank you for their service and gratitude on behalf of the KPFA team for a wonderful working relationship. So Rona was on the air for 9 years and David for 5 years at KPFA. And I want you all to know that it takes passion to volunteer years of one's life to radio and to sharing information to our listening audience. There were other hosts and producers for About Health, and I won't be able to name them here, but I want to acknowledge their contributions as well as how they shaped the show in their own unique way. And one individual that I need to mention is Dr. Lenore, who started About Health. So a big heartfelt thank you goes to him for all the years that he contributed to the show, as well as to everyone else, Nurse Rona and Dr. David Feldman, for making it a big success. Thank you, everybody.
Can we get a little round of applause for About Health? You said 9 years? 9 years?
No, longer than 9 years.
Longer than 9 years?
Nurse Rona was for 9 years.
Goodness gracious, that's great. Well, here's my thing. So if About Health isn't on, then I think I should tell people what has been on for about the past month on Mondays at 2. Yes, we have been playing Best of KPFA episodes. Now, if you're curious about what is Best of KPFA, that's really everything on KPFA. But Best of KPFA, an episode you guys can, wherever you get your podcast. Next week, we are actually going to be adding a new episode, Drag Laureate with Eric Jansen.
Yeah, the jig is up. They all saw it online.
Yeah, they did. That's right. If you're watching online, we threw up the graphic really quick. Yeah. Again, check us out online because you can see how silly and how funny. This show is put on by interns, and I'm so proud of them because we come here and we have a ball. All right, but go wherever you check out, get your podcast. You can always find the Best of KPFA podcast. But next week, at 2 p.m. Monday, we're going to play Drag Laureate with, again, it's going to be hosted by Eric Jansen. His drag name is Cinnamon Sugar Shoes. And it's about San Francisco and the world's first Drag Laureate, Darcy Drollinger. It's an interview-based feature with juicy performance clips and music and discussions about the politics of drag, because apparently there's a bunch of that stuff. So check that out this upcoming Monday. I'm super excited about it. It's been going on, and we've been playing some other episodes. So if you feel like you want to go back and see some other things, we've been playing things like Africa Today, Apex Express, A Rude Awakening. We've been giving you samples of other KPFA shows. Just so, since we had that free time, here's a chance for you guys to see what else we do here at KPFA, just in case that was the only time you were listening. But
yes. Yeah. So check out the Best of Podcast next week. That's going to be on November 28th at 2 p.m. And then if you also want to go online, you can listen to all the Best of Podcasts where you find your podcasts.
Yes, that's great. Okay, good. So then what happens after that
next
week?
If you're just tuning into the radio right now, you're listening to Antonio Ortiz. I'm the Interim General Manager here with mikO Tolliver.
Hey.
Our social media rep and programming coordinator. And the upcoming announcement is going to be what's happening at 2 o'clock on Mondays. So starting on Monday, November 4th at 2 p.m., KPFA will broadcast the following shows. At 2 p.m., we're going to have Green Street Radio with Patti and Doug Wood, which is a weekly environmental health program with news and interviews that cover a wide range of issues, from fracking to plastics to synthetic turf, wireless radiation to chemicals in food, air, and water. If you want to find out more about Green Street Radio, you can go to greenstreetnews.org. And then at 2:30, we're going to have the Bioneers, Revolution from the Heart, award-winning international radio and podcast series. This series offers listeners and radio stations the opportunity to experience the Bioneers Conference year-round and allows access to in-depth interviews with leading social and scientific innovators. It highlights diverse voices of grassroots leaders, and voices that are often marginalized or excluded by corporate media. The program covers a wide range of topics, including intelligence and nature, climate justice, food and farming, gender equity, indigenous knowledge, reigning in corporate power, and youth activism. KPFA has been a proud media sponsor of the Bioneers Conference for the past few years, and I look forward to seeing how our relationship grows and how this helps KPFA expand its audience. If you want to find out more about the Bioneers, go to bioneers.org. And you can check out both of those shows. They will be starting on November 4th at 2 p.m.
You know what would have been really, really cool?
What?
If you said all of that
with one breath.
In one breath. That was so much. Yeah, that's a lot. That's because so much new is happening here at KPFA Radio. Happy Halloween, everybody. Looking forward to November coming up. We got all kinds of things happening. I want to tell you what's going on. But first, again, I want to remind you that we are simulcasting this episode. So check us out on our social medias. That is Facebook at KPFA 94.1 and also YouTube and twitch.tv at KPFA Radio. And while you're up there, make sure you like us, follow us, subscribe, comment on it, share with your friends, do all that stuff because that's how you support us. Not only do you support KPFA, you support the amazing interns who are in here working and learning audio, video, hosting, producing, everything that is the legacy of KPFA, right?
Your listener-sponsored radio station, KPFA, is also an educational institution where a lot of people get work experience, they get training, they learn how to do radio production, you name it. And right now, we're also adding in video production and promotion on social media.
We love it. All right. So tell me what's happening in November.
Yes. Let's go to the promotion aspect of this. So one thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a holiday on November 11th for Veterans Day holiday.
Veterans Day.
Yes, for Veterans Day. So what's going to happen at your local radio station? People here who are working are going to take the day off. So we will be closed. But don't you fret. There's going to be content on the air on November 11th. But just know that your listener-sponsored radio station is supporting the workers here by allowing them to have a day off to rest and also to pay homage to the veterans in their lives. Okay. And then coming up in the end of October, the end of the end of November. That's what I meant. The end of November.
Yes.
On November 28th and 29th, as most of you know, it is Thanksgiving weekend. That's going to be also a station holiday, 2 days for the people working at the station, but there will be one program that's going to be going on live.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be the Unthanksgiving Sunrise Gathering over on Alcatraz Island. So if anyone is interested to find out more about that, you can go to the International Indian Treaty Council website, iitc.org, to find out more.
Okay, and then actually what's also going to be great, so that's going to be broadcast, right, on the air from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., right? Mm-hmm. I love that. Also, I want to point out the Sunrise Gathering has had, I think, 35 years maybe, something like that, here at the station broadcast. We want to find out what is the history of that. Well, how has that happened? 35 years? That's a long time.
I think you know the answer.
I do know the answer because I want to let everybody know that evening on Unthanksgiving at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing a special holiday hijack where we give you interviews. Ready? Listen to this list. Interviews with Miguel Gavilan Molina, Tony Gonzalez, Bill Means, and I'm trying to get Morning Star Galley in the mix there, and they're going to tell us about the history of the Sunrise Gathering. They're going to tell us about the logistics of putting it on and just the importance of it all together. You like that?
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope you are too out there in Radioland and also online.
Yes, and you know what? And actually, Antonia and I just went to this past Sunrise Gathering that was on Indigenous Peoples Day. It was actually my first time. I was blown away. I had a really great time. I learned so much. And so I'm really excited to just learn more about what this event is and the culture and the history of it and also how it relates to KPFA. So again, everybody check that out, www.iitc.org. And then again, tune in on Unthanksgiving evening, November 28th at 6 p.m. for our special broadcast. Now, we're having that special broadcast because we don't do news on that day. We make everybody take that day off. It's a vacation. We believe in rest. Yes.
Everyone is going to get rest that day.
Yes. But since there's no news that day, how about we do a little bit of news right now? Would you guys like a little news headlines update? Yeah? Give it to me. Give me a news headlines update.
I'm Ata Shaheen from the KPFA News Department, here with the little news headlines in video form. We're less than 2 weeks away from the election, and a new poll from Reuters shows Vice President Kamala Harris holds a slight lead over former President Donald Trump. It's between just 2 and 3 percentage points, and that's within the margin of error, showing just how tight the race remains, as both candidates make a final push through important battleground states. Trump and Harris's campaigns have each turned their focus to outreach for Latino voters. Harris is going on Telemundo today to show off her plans to double the number of registered apprenticeships to kickstart careers. That's something she also emphasized while reaching out specifically to black men last week. She's also expected to hit on removing college degree requirements for federal jobs in her Telemundo appearance. Trump, meanwhile, held a roundtable with Latino men in the Miami area. He made the case that Latinos saw better employment, wages, and more home ownership prospects during his time in office. Trump said he's had a, quote, love affair since 2016 with the Hispanic community, which he said exhibits genius entrepreneurship. And at the state level, some of the propositions we're closely following that's going to be on this ballot include a potential ban on involuntary servitude, that's also called slave labor, in prisons and jails. That's Proposition 6. Prop 32 would raise the minimum wage, and Prop 33 would make it easier for cities to impose rent control. And here in the Bay Area, the race for San Francisco's mayor remains tight, but a new poll shows heir to the Levi Strauss fortune, Daniel Lurie, is pulling ahead of incumbent London Breed. It also shows progressive supervisor Aaron Peskin closing the gap with both of them. Alameda County has 2 recall elections on the ballot, with the fates of progressive DA Pamela Price and Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao both in the hands of East Bay voters. With the 2024 school year underway, some of the most visible demonstrations on college campuses this fall have involved professors speaking up for the right to protest itself. After the pro-Palestine tent encampment movement spread across the country last spring, colleges rolled out new restrictions on when and how demonstrations are allowed. To faculty, new protest rules threaten freedom of speech and freedom to think, both of which are central to university life. Faculty members at college campuses around the country have pushed back on the new rules with protests and vigils of their own, along with demands for explanation. Thousands of clean air school buses are taking California students to school. That's beginning this semester. The exhaust from diesel buses has been linked to serious physical and cognitive issues in children. The transition away from diesel buses has been years in the making, beginning with a movement that pushed then Senator Kamala Harris to support the change. The Los Angeles Unified School District now has 56 electric school buses on the road, with another 180 on the way, and it's similar for other districts around the state. Those 180 alone are expected to remove almost 800,000 tons of carbon dioxide from the environment per year. And the district will also save an average of $10,000 per bus per year in maintenance and fuel costs. LAUSD currently has charging stations for the 56 buses currently in use, but it'll have to figure out how to accommodate the influx of the next 180 before next school year. That's all for this video news headlines. Once again, I'm Ata Shaheen. Tune into KPFA at 4 o'clock for more news headlines, and at 6, I'll be with Max Pringle for a full hour of the Pacifica Evening News.
Oh, yeah. Woo! That was great. Ata Shaheen. All right. That was Ata. And Tony and I are back here finishing up our Halloween show. Is everybody having fun here on the deck? Let me hear a woo around the room. Oh, yeah. That's the interns here at KPFA Radio Station. There's a bunch of people, a bunch of young people here. We're bringing up the next generation. And Tony, are you proud?
I am proud. Are you proud?
That was, you know, I was listening to Ata. That was dope. That was great. I'm glad we got some news here. See, we're not always silly. We like to do serious stuff. We want to give you information. Here's one of the things I want to show you real quick. Also, for you guys who are watching the simulcast, who are watching us online, because again, we're on the radio and we're on video online right now. I want to tell you about KPFA's first annual wall calendar, which includes vintage photos of KPFA personalities. Now, definitely reason why I want to tell you this right now. Yes, we have a bunch of images of vintage photos of KPFA personalities. We've got a bunch of dates in there. We've got a bunch of holidays. We've got significant events and stuff like that. It's all great. But what I really want to point out to you is that this entire calendar came together from an effort of the interns here at the radio station. Every single step. We here in the radio station found a cabinet in an office full of photos, and it took us about a month, maybe a month and a half, to scan all of those. We picked some, we put it together. It was an idea that I had for about 3 years. I've been working on it, and I, through persistence and diligence and support of my general manager here and other people around the station, like Laura Privis, thank you so much, our fund drive manager, we were able to put it together. So I want to remind you guys all out there in KPFA land, go to kpfa.org/donate. If you donate to us, this is a thank you gift that we offer, and we would love and appreciate your support for those. We still got a few left to get you started. The 2025 KPFA calendar. You love
Wonderful.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
And I'm so proud of mikO and the team for making this happen.
Oh, you hear that? They love it. They're proud of it. Yeah.
Live
Be proud of
studio
yourself,
audience.
guys. These
Yes.
interns work really, really hard, and they're really, really great. I have a lot of passion for them. I love it so much. Now, with that being said,
What time is it, mikO?
oh, it's time for the donor highlight. That's right. This is the time where we highlight a donor, because KPFA is 100% listener supported. And we want to take the time to mention a donor's name on the radio station and say thank you. Because of you, we're here, you're listening to us, we're teaching people, we're growing, we're expanding in the world, and we're doing some good, hopefully, I'm thinking. So thank you goes out to
Laverne from Huntington Beach, California. Or is it Huntington Beach, California?
Thank you so much, Laverne. It's because of donors like you we're able to do this and keep it going. Again, continue to donate. I know we had a few audio technical difficulties during Mitch's spiel there, but again, want to remind folks about the election night watch party. Come do that. We're going to be at the new Parkway. Antonio and I, are we going to be dressed up? Not as Gremlin.
We'll see. We'll see when we get there.
I'm
we'll
gonna
see
dress.
when we get there.
Yes, all right. So you guys make sure to do that. And then I want to let you guys all know, again, we were simulcasting here. We were live online, Facebook at KPFA 94.1, YouTube and twitch.tv at KPFA Radio. You can find us on social media, other stations, other platforms like Instagram, TikTok. Go on there. And then
Yes,
you should know.
and you will get us again on the 4th Tuesday of the next month at 2:30.
Yes, that's right. All right, I think it's time that we're gonna wrap up here. So I was thinking, you wanna go out with a little song as we thank some of our. I'm gonna grab.
I'll say
I'm gonna
thanks
grab
to
my
our
guitar.
production team here of interns. We have Peter Stickney, thank you, Jess Hutchison, Clayton Peterson, EA, Roxy Van Valkenburg, Kai Niza, Lynessa Huntner, Kirsten Thomas, Ata Shaheen, Mitch Jeserich, and mikO.
Yes.
And also, I'll give myself a thanks, Antonio Ortiz. And that is the team that helped put this together. And we're going to end with a song.
Let's do a song. Let's do a song for Halloween. You ready? You guys?
Where's your microphone?
1, 2, 3.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can. Be it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight. It's never too soon to want to please you, to want to keep you, to want to do it all for you. I want to be your rubber ball. I want to be the one you love most of all. Oh yeah. I'm your boogeyman, I'm your boogeyman. Turn me on. I'm your boogeyman, I'm your boogeyman. I do what you want. I'm your boogeyman, I'm your boogeyman. Turn me on. I'm your boogeyman, I'm your boogeyman. I do what you want. I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. Be it early morning, late. Wait, that's our show, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Let's go ahead. Let's roll the credits.
I think the credits are already done.
Yeah, you did everything.
We did. Are we off the air? 2:59. Well, thank you everybody for joining us on the Deck, the simulcast. If you are still tuned in online, all the radio listeners aren't getting this anymore. But we want to say thank you so much for supporting us for the past 2-3 years to do On the Deck, being our boogeyman. Turn me on. I'm your boogeyman. I'm your boogeyman. I do what you want.